Have you ever wondered how these agencies are setting up their campaigns and new creatives for testing new products in TikTok ads? Well, today I'm going to be showing you just that. There is definitely a systematic approach to it, and we have proven strategies that generated us over 7 figures using it this way. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how we set up new ad creatives or test new products using TikTok ads. At the end of this video, I'll show you guys a quick case study on how we tested this new product and also the result that we got from it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jandy Cerezo. I'm a successful 8-figure e-commerce owner. I own a digital marketing agency and most importantly, a dad. I drop weekly videos on e-commerce, dropshipping, and paid marketing. So let's get started on how you can create your own TikTok campaigns using this proven strategy. So let's start with our setup. How do we set up our campaign ad groups and how many ads should we be testing? If you're testing a new product, especially if you're a dropshipper or maybe you're an e-commerce brand that is just starting out with TikTok ads, this is definitely how I would start. And this is what we do in our agency. We would create one campaign, and if you have at least 4 to 6 creatives, that's gonna be 1 creative per ad group, which means you're gonna have 4 to 6 ad groups depending on how many creatives you have. If you're testing a new product, at least have 4 different creatives that you can test, and you're gonna attach each ad creative to that particular ad group. So it's gonna look like this: 1 campaign, 4 to 6 ad groups, and 1 ad group will have 1 creative. Now there's an extra step that I do here. There's one more thing that we do in here. Each ad group would be $25 budget, and remember, each ad group would have 1 ad attached to it. So you're gonna copy that ad, so meaning it's gonna be the exact same creative within that ad group. And the reason why we test a lot of creatives compared to Facebook, where you just test 2 to 4 creatives per product, here TikTok is definitely a creative intensive platform, which means you're gonna need a lot of different creatives. Now this can be subtle changes within your creative. Maybe you just have to change the first 3 seconds of the video, or maybe you can change the music of the video, or even just slight changes in the text within the video. Now 1 ad creative that is duplicated once per ad group ensures that you are doing proper testing. A lot of media buyers out there, especially dropshippers, are testing multiple ad creatives within an ad group, and the reason why I think that's wrong is because you're letting the algorithm do the work. You don't want to do that. You don't want to rely heavily on the algorithm until you are scaling, especially if you are in the creative space. You want to have the chance for each creative to shine. So that means if you're testing 1 ad group and you have multiple different ad creatives within that ad group, the algorithm will most likely choose just 1 to 2 ads, and it will only spend on that ad creative, and you don't want that. You want to split each creatives that you're testing into different ad groups, so each of them will have the chance to gather data and spend individually, which means you'll be able to make better decisions. This is the single most important factor in this setup. Now with each ad group, you can have at least $25. You don't want to do $20 because most of the time you will typically see that it won't spend on the first day. You want at least $25, and this is what we found the sweet spot is. You can get up to $40 per ad group, but that gets too expensive straight away. You want $25 to get it spending and to gather as much data as you can on the first and second day. This is very important. Alright, this is your TikTok ad manager, and most of you guys have seen this already, so you know how it goes. The first thing we want to do is click create and click conversions. I always 100% do conversions. And the next thing you want to do is you want a proper naming convention for your campaigns, your ad groups, and your ad creatives. And you want to keep this consistent, because this is going to help you scale in the future and allow you to have a better understanding once you start seeing more data. So the way we set up our campaign name is pretty much, for example, is we do brand name, and then we do product name, and then the country and the age that we're targeting. So for example, USA, we're targeting 18 plus. And lastly, you want to put in here, if you're testing a new product, your break-even point. So for example, if you have a $50 product and the product cost is $20, your break-even point is $30. This will allow you to determine how much you are willing to spend per ad group. So you just want to hit continue. We use ABO, which is ad set budget only. We don't use CBO when testing. Again, it's very important that each ad group will have a fair share of amount spent, which means you'll be able to make better decision in the future. So with the ad group name, same thing, brand name or brand initials, prod initials, target. So in this case, broad. You don't have to put target in here, you can just put broad in here. So we can remove that, put broad, and also the demographics, for example 18 plus and female only as initials. Now you want to click website, and then the next thing you want to do is make sure that you select your pixel. We select this, and then the next thing is complete payment. This is very important. They use complete payment. This is pretty much who you're targeting and what you want them to do. You want them to pretty much complete payment and place an order on your website. You want to select placement, unselect these two and just leave the TikTok on. And then you want to disable the user comments and video downloads. You don't want that. You don't typically have to touch this. Okay, change your location. We actually like to go broad most of the time. 90% of the time when we're testing new creatives on TikTok or new products, we are just going straight broad. We are not touching anything in here except the languages, unless you're targeting a different language, right? So you just want to go English in here, and then you don't want to touch anything at all in here. And remember the daily budget, wherever you are, whether it's New Zealand dollars, US dollars, you want at least $25. Okay, if you're in a different country where your currency is a bit lower, just convert that with US dollars so that it's the same as 25 US dollars. In this case, New Zealand dollars works fine for us, and 25 is the sweet number for this country, right? So in this case, what we like to do is we do day parting as well. This is very important. We like to do 8 o'clock to midnight or 9 o'clock to midnight. It doesn't really make a difference whether it's 8 or 9. But the reason why we do day parting is because it allows us to spend budget where people will definitely or most likely a purchase from us. So you're increasing your chance of getting a purchase around this time. After spending millions on Facebook and also on TikTok, hundreds and thousands of dollars, we found that if we start running between midnight to 8 a.m. we don't get much purchases. So we would rather just spend our testing between 8 to midnight. Very important. Now we don't do anything with the bidding and optimization. We keep everything lowest cost. Okay, after we go next, it's very important that we set a custom identity. Okay, you can just create your one in here. And the main thing in here as well is you need to have proper text. You can just use the typical proper text in here, which we use for most of our ads. Free shipping today and 40% off, and that's typically how we do our one. And what you can do again is you can go down, insert the website URL in here after you put your creatives, click standard and make sure that is shop now, and you just have to submit. After you submitted that, make sure you duplicate it once. Okay, very important that you duplicate that once. And that means you're gonna have two exact same creatives under one ad group. And after that, you're gonna duplicate the ad group 4 to 6 times depending on how many ad creatives you want. And you're gonna put each different creatives per ad group. Very important. Now we're gonna move on to a case study on how we were able to scale up to almost close to $2,000 per day within 4 to 5 days. So here is the ad account in here. I'm just gonna go back to the first day when we started spending, which was on the 13th, and that was about 4 days ago. We're testing two products in here, right? This first product in here, we tested about $30 per ad set. and that generated us one sale, and we started with 4 creatives. Now the other winning product that we have, which had an insanely good CPA, $27. Ideally we want $20, and I'm gonna show you guys how we were able to reduce that CPA as well. After we select this ad group, what we did first is, if we just scroll down in here, we tested about, we'll have a look at the ones that spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ad groups at $30 budget, as you can see here, right? If it doesn't spend, that means you have to increase the budget for a bit. This actually didn't start spending until we put the budget up to $40, but once it started spending, we can reduce it back to $30 or $25 to $30. And it had good CPCs. CPC was under $1. Ideally, you want at least under 90 cents cost per click, and also CPMs are great, CTRs are great, and most importantly, we were getting sales. And this immediately I thought straight away that this is a winning product, and we started scaling slowly. So if you can see in the next few days, what we did for the same campaign, we started testing more ad creatives. So you can see here, each ad groups are different ad creatives, and we tested about 2 to 4 more ad creatives in here, and we also started seeing sales. And you can see that day by day our CPA is going down, because again TikTok is TikTok is creative extensive, and we definitely want to test more creatives so that we can scale that a lot more. And our CPA went down to $23, and at this point 16 to 17, we were already spending, we're at $20 CPA here, and yesterday and today we're already spending close to $1,500, so about $1,000 per day now, and we're generating about times 2.2 of that, so $2,200 per day, which means our profit margin is actually around 30%. Plus, we're testing different creatives in here, testing new products at the same time. Now I'm gonna be sharing more of this and make it a case study on how we actually scaled this, how this particular niche store that we set up is gonna be performing in the next few weeks. So make sure you stay tuned. Now after explaining all that, you definitely need a systematic approach for new campaigns or new ad creatives or new products that you're testing. Otherwise your test won't be as effective and you'll be wasting a lot of time and money. Now if you're an e-commerce brand or a dropshipper that is generating over $10,000, we have a slot open within our agency where we take your store up to 6 to 7 figures using paid advertising. If you're interested about that, make sure to visit our website. It's the first link in the description. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button and also comment down below action takers. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'll see you guys soon.